It's not how much time you have. It's how you use it.
What up guys, Maxske here, I'm bringing you another Ekko YouTube video. This is a discussion video, so if you guys agree with me, disagree with me, have more to add, please leave it in the comments below because I want to talk to you guys directly because this is a really important topic to me. So, I love Ekko so much. I've been playing Ekko for 3 years. Ekko's literally been my favorite League of Legends champion. He's all I play. He got me all the way to Diamond 1. So you could say that I'm pretty good at the game and I'm pretty good at Ekko. So I can comment on this topic, which is, does Ekko need a rework? Or does Ekko need some type of change or buff or, I don't know, menu rework? And the reason I'm making this video is because this season is definitely the worst season for Ekko. And like, after all the games that I played for these 3 seasons, after all the games I played this season, and how dramatically changing League of Legends is, especially this season, I think Ekko's in a really bad spot. And I'm going to talk about all of Ekko's abilities, and then I'm going to talk about the main reasons why Ekko needs something. Like, Ekko needs something. Okay, so Ekko's passive, right? Ekko's beautiful passive was nerfed from a long time ago, where it used to slow, give you massive movement speed. And I am fine with Ekko's passive right now. I don't think Ekko's passive is a problem right now. It does a good amount of damage, a good amount of scaling damage, gives you movement speed. It's everything Ekko needs. It's designed for Ekko's playstyle, which is hit and run. So I think Ekko's passive is in a good spot. I wouldn't really change anything to that. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, leave it in the comments. So Ekko's Q. I think this needs some changes because ever since they changed him because of Tank Ekko, his Q has been really weak in the early game. So last season, before rune changes, you were able to 2Q the wave because of the way you could set up your runes, which helped negate Ekko's bad early game. The problem was you just perma push and roam, so you don't learn how to lane. That's why a lot of people who just played Ekko with the runes, with the rune thingy, where you get 2 AP scaling, 2 AP glyphs or whatever, or seals, and then you're able to get enough AP to 2Q the wave. That's a problem because you didn't learn how to lane versus bad matchups, because all you had to do was 2Q the wave. But now you can't do that anymore. And on top of that, Frost Queens is gone. So with Frost Queens, you just generate gold through your bad early game, and then eventually when you hit mid game, you have the same, if not more, gold than the enemy mid laner would through your bad early game. And bada bing, bada boom, you could carry the game. But now with 2Q gone and the Frost Queen's gone, now Ekko's in a weird spot. Now Ekko could still perma push the wave, but the problem is Ekko's Q does not kill the minions in the early game regardless, like the back line. So they're gonna have like 5 HP left, if not like 9 to 5 HP left. So, and the problem with Ekko, he's melee assassin, and all the meta mid laners take Airy and are like tanky, have CC, like Zoe, Ryze, like all these champions, Talia, and they just have so much poke damage where Ekko can't step up to kill those 5 HP minions because of his Q, and then that's it, you lose the CS. So you could perma push with Ekko this season, but you're just not going to get CS, or you're going to get punished for it. So one of the main things I want to say is that Ekko in low elo is so much different than Ekko in high elo. Ekko in high elo can get abused so easily because people understand Ekko's weaknesses. People understand Ekko is not a good champion right now, so they'll abuse your early game weakness to the point of no return. In low elo, it doesn't really matter what you play because people don't know how to take advantage of your weaknesses. Some people do, but a majority of people won't. So that's why Ekko's main struggling like area is in higher elos. That's why you don't see 5 challenger Ekko mid laners, but you see like 10 Aurelion Sol challenger mid laners, because Aurelion Sol is one of those champions who has little to no weaknesses and perma push and perma roam, whereas Ekko struggles in lane, which is one of the big reasons. So like with his Q, I would say Ekko needs like a 10 base damage buff if they want it, because like if Ekko gets a 10 base damage buff on his Q, he'll be able to 2Q the wave, which will save him some of the struggles in lane, because like you can't even lane as Ekko anymore versus someone that's good. They just perma poke you and you sit there not doing anything while the early game jungler meta and early game roaming meta just snowballs. You gotta coin flip the game. Like if your jungler wins level 2, hey, you could potentially win the game. If your jungler dies level 2 or somebody dies level 2, it's like, oh, now I gotta wait 10 minutes before I could do something as Ekko. So just to sum up on Ekko's Q is his main pushing and farming ability, but his Q does not give him enough damage in the early game to actually kill the backline minions, so he's forced to walk up and CS them, or not throw out his Q at all, which would defeat the purpose of Ekko, because Ekko wants to push. But if he pushes, he can't get the backline minions without taking poke, which is like a, you know, a contradiction. But also, even if you go Revolver, it doesn't help you, because Ekko goes Proto Belt, so if you buy Revolver, it doesn't really help you 2Q the wave for a long time. It's probably like one wave you could 2Q. The only way you actually 2Q the wave in the early game is if you get like 2 kills on your Dark Seal plus Revolver, then you could do it, or something like that. But yeah, Ekko's Q is just really weak. So I think Ekko's W is one of his coolest abilities. You have to predict 3 seconds in the future and land an AoE stun, which it's so rewarding when you hit it. You could use it to zone, you could use it to stun. It's like so cool. On top of that, it gives you a shield if you walk into it, and a slow. So this ability is one of the coolest ones, but it's also one of the hardest ones to hit, because you have to predict 3 seconds in the future. You could be totally off, or you could be totally on point, you know. It's a really cool ability. It's really cool. I love it. But the problem was his passive gives you percent missing HP damage, which is basically like executing, which made Ekko tank strong. And on top of that, also gives you a shield and an AoE CC and a slow. So it's really good for like a tanky thing. So they obviously made it scale more now. So you get a really fat shield. You get some nice scaling percent missing damage. But how did I change this ability to benefit Ekko more? Honestly, my friend Chrono, the guy who coached me, also another high elo Ekko main, he said that he wants this W to get its shield removed. But it's like, wow, why would you get a shield removed? Because right now Ekko is really, like, the reason why Ekko is weak is because Ekko is considered a safe assassin. He has a lot of escapes, he has mobility, he has easy farming with his Q, but I just explained why the Q doesn't really work in the early game. He has his W to shield himself, he has stun, he has AoE, he has his R to R out of things. So if you think about it, Ekko's a pretty safe assassin, and that's why they have to like make him, you know, weaker a little bit, because he can't be safe and still one-shot everybody. But the problem is, he's not really that safe in lane, which is like the most important part of the game now. So it's like a contradiction also. It's like Ekko is one of the safer assassins, but he's not really safe in lane, and that makes him weaker, so he's a weaker assassin in the early, like, it's just confusing. But anyway, so Chrono would like the Ekko's W to have its shield removed, but to compensate, Ekko's other abilities get more scaling and more damage, which would make Ekko a less safe champion because he loses shield. But now he becomes even more high risk, high reward, which is supposed to be a high risk, high reward champion. Remove the shield, give more damage, which is, I sort of agree, because right now Ekko's an assassin that has to get items to assassinate, but he's an assassin. Like, he's supposed to, I don't know. I feel like it's like a weird thing, because Ekko is safe, and because he's safe, he gets less damage. So maybe remove the shield, and you get more damage on your other abilities. So, but I don't know. I really like the W the way it is, but we'll see what happens. Ekko's E. I think Ekko's E is a really cool ability. I don't think it has to change much. Maybe if they remove like the shield on the W, maybe increase the base damage and scaling on his E by a little bit so it does more damage. I don't know. Ekko's E is not really like crazy broken. It's a pretty cool ability. You can dash over a wall, so I wouldn't change the E much. Now Ekko's R. So if Ekko's R is one of the coolest abilities in the game, you rewind time. You do a stupid amount of damage. You get a heal. So, and the same reason that W's, the shield, can potentially get removed. Like if you remove Ekko's R healing, right? That would mean Ekko's even more and more high risk, high reward, which means that you could give Ekko's abilities like his Q, his E, more damage, and it would actually remove Tank Ekko, because the reason why Tank Ekko was good is because you have 3k HP, you take all the damage, you click R, you get all your 3k HP back if you like took a lot of damage, or at least 2k HP back, or a lot of it. So they have to kill Ekko tank twice. Imagine that. So if you remove the healing on Ekko's ultimate, they could increase all other Ekko's, even his passive, his Q, his W, his E. They could increase all that damage, because now Ekko is like so high risk, high reward. But then again, like, what would you ult? So I maybe make Ekko invulnerable while he's going through his ult, and maybe for like half a second when he's after his ult. Like say if you're diving the enemy tower and you kill him, and the enemy tower is about to hit you and you have like 100 HP left, you click R, and like the tower shot is like following you or whatever, it'll negate the damage for like the 0.5 seconds. Or like say if you R back and then there's an enemy champion there, you get like one free like hit, like I don't know, you negate like one hit or ability, I don't know, something like that. Because Ekko can't really like, Ekko's R would be kind of useless if he didn't get some type of protection after ulting. Like he gets healing now, so maybe give him like one ability blocking or something. But the trend is to make it so that Ekko can't be played tank anymore, so they could buff his other stats, you know? Because if they buff his stats, why wouldn't you play Ekko tank, you know? So remove the reasons why Ekko is played tank, like remove the super healing, and make his abilities do more damage. And yeah, but Ekko's ult already does like super amount of scaling. It's like over 100% scaling if you land this R, which is really good for a scaling AP assassin. Does a lot of damage. But maybe, like I said, maybe remove the healing on his R, and then buff his damage even more on his other abilities. Make Ekko more high risk and high reward rather than be a safe assassin. Because if you're a safe assassin, that means you have to be weaker than other assassins. But Ekko, like I said before, Ekko's not really safe, in my opinion. So after discussing how we would change Ekko's abilities and how they would benefit him, hurt him, all that stuff, we have to understand why we're even talking about this. Why is Ekko in a bad spot? I briefly mentioned it already, but the game right now is so early game dependent. Other champions are just better at doing the early game, and the future patches don't really, you know, help Ekko at all. So the early game, after the jungle changes, the early game junglers have been snowballing the games. Early game mid laners have been snowballing the games. Early game is so important now. Early game is so important now. Why? Because you want to control the scuttles. You want to get your jungler ahead. And the way you help your jungler get ahead, we have to push the wave. We have to get mid priority. So Ekko's pretty good at getting mid priority, right? Ekko pushes the wave. But Ekko is so weak in the early game, where even if you perma push the wave as Ekko in the early game, you're not going to get all the farm, because like I said before, Ekko doesn't get all the farm because his Q doesn't kill a wave. But you could perma push the wave in the early game to help your jungler, you know, kill the enemy jungler for scuttle, or like help invade or help ward. But the problem is Ekko does no damage in the early game. His Ekko's full combo with electrocute plus his passive plus his EQ auto, it does not kill anybody. So if the enemy jungler is a stronger meta jungler, like say like Talon, you're gonna get 2v2'd by the enemy jungler in Talon. Or even if it's not like Talon, even if it's someone like Zoe CCs you, Qs you, auto attacks you, she'll do more damage than you would do to her. So like, Ekko's early game is just so bad because he can push the wave, but he'll lose CS. If he pushes the wave to help his jungler, like if the enemy mid laner or somebody else helps, Ekko does not do enough damage. Ekko is literally one of those champions that does no damage in the early game. But don't get me wrong, once Ekko gets like Proto Belt, he does quite a good amount of damage now, but Proto Belt is like 10 minutes into the game. The first 10 minutes of the game are very important. You see a lot of opens and FFs in the first 10 minutes of the game. So because of that, the game is so early game dependent. And like I mentioned before, other champions are just better. Someone like Talon. Why would you play Ekko when you could just play Talon? Both assassins, except Talon could 1v9 the game in the early game. Why even play Ekko when you can play someone like Zoe? So much CC, so much damage. Very, very safe. You could play, if you could learn someone like Aurelion Sol, basically perma pushes like Ekko would, except gets all the CS, and could actually out roam Ekko. Like, all these champions have so many benefits to why you would play them over Ekko. But we play Ekko because Ekko is fun. We enjoy Ekko. We love Ekko. So we want to see Ekko do well. But his early game is such an issue to the point where, okay, as Ekko, unless, okay, obviously sometimes you could get like a couple of kills in the early game because of like fights. You win a fight, yes. You could outplay the enemy team, yes. But that's because that's like rare. Like, say what I'm talking about is like, say you are both playing perfectly. You're playing perfectly as Ekko, and the enemy team is playing like their champion's playing perfectly. Ekko's perfect is not near as good as other champions' perfect. That's what I'm trying to get at. And Ekko's an assassin also. That hurts him even more. If Ekko can't like, get going because of the early game, like he's a scaling AP assassin. Like that's a good because he'll one shot everybody at 20 minutes in the game. Well, not really everybody, like, but he'll do a lot of damage in the mid game. But the games end in the early game now. So what's like, and that's what I'm talking about future patches, because if you look at all the patches, Riot Games, they want League of Legends games to be shorter. Like a couple of seasons ago, games were like 50 minutes long. Now all my games are like 20 to 30 minutes long. which means that Ekko doesn't have even time to scale. That's why Vayne is in play, because Vayne needs to scale, because Vayne is a late game hyper carry. But why would you ever play Vayne now when you could just play Kai'Sa that gets hyper carry level with like 1.5 items, whereas Vayne needs like 4? You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Ekko. Why would you play a scaling AP assassin when you could play someone who does not need to scale and will one-shot everybody, like Talent? Even someone like Zed. Zed is not in the best place right now, but Zed at least has a better early game than Ekko, so Zed could impact the game more than Ekko could in the early game. So that early game is just so important right now. And like I said, future patches, they're just the bruiser meta. They're still 1v9ing like Aurelia, Jax. All these champions are just 1v9, and the Ekko can't beat, even if he is fed, because they just have better. Bruisers, assassins can't really kill bruiser. And then you have AD carries like Kai'Sa that have become AP hyper carries. That I guess you could call them AP carries. That literally have a shield, a stealth, and one-shot you. The mid lane meta is versus champions like Zoe, Ryze, Aurelion, Soul, TF that could all, and half of these champions build like Rod of Ages tier, which Ekko can't burst through, so that removes Ekko's burst damage even if he gets the mid game because he can't kill them because of all their HP. You have Resolve in the mid lane. Like, you have Kassadin's going Grasp of the Undying versus Ekko's, and Ekko just can't do anything because Ekko has a terrible early game. And then this mid laner like Kassadin gets tanky and just tanks all your damage, and there's nothing you could do about it. So like, and if you, like I said, the future patches don't change the meta at all that dramatically. They don't buff Ekko. They don't even buff Ekko's items. Other champions are just getting better. And the game is early game dependent now. I think like the game is always going to be early game dependent because Riot wants games to happen faster, like end faster. But if games end faster, then Ekko, and late game scaling champions won't really be viable. Why isn't Nasus played anymore? Because Nasus is the definition of a late game raid boss, but you'll never play Nasus anymore because the game will end in 5 minutes. That's one of Ekko's problems. He's one of the only assassins that needs to scale. Right, he needs to scale and he doesn't have time to scale. So I feel like if they remove some of his safety, like on his R and his W, and rework it so that he can't become a tank, then they can actually buff his stats. Because Ekko's a really fun champion. Who doesn't want to play Ekko? But yeah, hope you guys, agree with me. If you agree with me, leave it in the comments below. If you disagree with me, leave it in the comments below. Yeah, I just want Ekko to be better. I just want to have fun playing Ekko. These games right now are not like winnable. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in the next one.